Who else was here on Friday? Thank you. You weren't here on Friday. Did you do lead hour or lead gen hours?
Yeah.
Did you make any appointments? No appointments. All right. How many hours did you lead gen?
Just how was it like? Was it supposed to be the whole week, or you're talking about this Friday?
No, the whole week.
The whole week. I don't know. I have to add it up. But more than 3
Every
hours a
day?
Yeah.
Good job. Good job. All right. Let's see. Chris, yes. Anita, did you do hours of lead gen last week?
No.
No? Okay. And then Chris, did you do your lead gen hours last week?
I did about an hour.
About an hour?
People, yeah.
Did you make any appointments?
No.
Okay.
In fact, most of them just hung up on
Call them back and then hang up on that.
me. Or they didn't return calls. and leave voicemail. No.
Yeah.
I did talk to a few.
Good. Good.
Um,
Okay. So, my special guest that I have today, last minute can't come in person. So because I'm recording this, I'm having them just hop onto Zoom real quick. So we will pop them up on the screen when they're ready. God's going to let us know when that is.
Did you say God? Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I thought you said too. The man behind the curtain.
That's what I call Austin,
Oh, okay.
because I speak and then he does.
Got it.
You speak, I ignore sometimes if I'm not here.
There he is, yeah. So yeah, he's the voice. Yeah, it's kind of fun though, right? All right, who's ready? Week 3. All right, first and foremost, hope we don't have a hot flash. Oh, Austin, you made my thing stop working. We go through the ground. I don't like being this. I need to see. There we go. Okay, ground rules. Introduction. Arrive on time. Form groups quickly. Your groups are where you're sitting, right? So you don't have to worry about forming them. Be fully present, respect reality of time and participation, respect the learning styles of each other, help each other, respect confidentiality, and have fun. Yay? We get through that real fast. Exercise. Why are you here today? Where you are today. Usually has why you're here. They're gonna change it up on us. So it's Monday, which means, well, I don't know who actually did the lead gen over the weekend. Yeah, there you go. You have to, because you work during the week. Yep. Did everybody do the lead gen this morning? No. What happens if we don't do our lead gen? That's on our time block calendar. We're supposed to move it, right? What we learned from the first couple of classes was time blocking our calendar. Everyone at the back of, I think, is it on this one? No, it's on tomorrow's. On the back of one of them that we did was a calendar. And yeah, the calendar. And then there's one in almost every single one. So you can like use it as a template, move it around, or I don't know. I use my phone, I use Google, right? So time block your calendar the days that every hour that you're doing something and stick to it. And if you don't do what's in there, you got to move it or it's not getting done. If you don't get it done, what's not going to happen? No business, right? And you're here because you guys want business, right? Okay. Did anybody find any difficulty in their lead gen?
You know what?
Like what?
Well, I mean, you run out of your sphere, right? So
Mhm.
you talk to strangers.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get to that point and you've got to be inventive and,
How to talk to them?
business up, right? So.
Right. Okay.
You know what I thought was really odd this weekend? I just have to share this. I had one in Op City. I
Yeah.
have not got calls for months.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden you're getting them?
I got 4 calls, I'm like, I still haven't, just like, I was like, what the heck, and even Saturday night I got calls, Sunday morning I got calls.
I haven't had a.
I was
blip on the
like,
radar for that.
I had it for months, so I don't.
What is it?
I don't know.
City, it's like.
It's the obcityrealtor.com leads. It's one you have
Oh,
to,
yeah.
yeah, and you have to know how to use it before you get it. And then you ask Crane, or I think Crane and Kelly have access to add you to it. But you don't want to get in there without knowing how to use it because you're scored. And if you don't use it properly, bam, you're going way down. You're never going to get a lead, right? So know how to use it to start with. All right, we've got Gio on here right now. So we're going to bring Gio on. Does everybody know who Gio is? No. Hang on 1 second, Gio. I'm going to pop you over here.
Geo fun.
Go ahead and talk. Can I make him the main line, Austin? All right, we'll just go gallery. There you go. Okay, Gio.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. I'm sorry I couldn't make it there, but I'm here.
Hey, you guys, Gio has his own real estate office in California, and they're really, really great at marketing themselves, marketing their business, marketing their agents and everything. So I thought he would be really great to come on and talk for a few minutes about utilizing marketing to grow your business and for lead generating.
Yes, well, there's, I know I got to the point, like someone was talking about Opcity and things like that. See, the way we coach our agents is more, we teach them how to generate their own business so you don't have to rely on these kind of companies, because that doesn't make your business sustainable. So there's different areas that we can talk, you know, on, I know I only have 15 minutes, but some of the main sources, the way we see it is every agent should have at least 3 sources of business. You know, before you decide where your money, if you're gonna, there's 2 ways. You can invest your own money, or you can use sweat equity at the beginning if you don't have any money to invest. But as an agent, you need to have at least 3 sources of business. Now, the number 1 source of business, of course, the one that is not gonna cost you any money, is open houses. That's a source of business that will always give you, you know, some business back if you're consistent at doing open houses at least once every two weeks. Number 1. And there's a way of doing an open house, and I hope one day I have the opportunity to talk about open houses, because it's not about putting the signs. You know, it's there's a complete checklist that we created on what you need to do to prepare before your open house, because you need to prepare like at least 5 days before the open house, and what are the specific tasks that you have to do so you can have a successful open house, you know, regardless of how much traffic you get. The goal is always to get some business back, some leads back, potentially buyers or potential sellers. Now, another good source of business is, of course, farming. You know, and right now with so many tools that we have out there for us as agents, is becoming easier to dominate specific neighborhoods, you know, and that's another way that you guys should start planning, you know, exactly what kind of sources do I need to bring to my business so I can focus on those sources and I can start nurturing my business this way. Because right now, again, with so much data out there that we have, it is impossible for you guys not to get to the point that you're going to dominate in a specific neighborhood. And of course, we're big on online leads. We believe on online leads. We don't purchase leads from Google or realtor.com. In this case, right now in Oregon is Opcity. We purchase our leads. We do a lot of Google pay-per-click and Facebook pay-per-clicks. So of course, you know, everything is about conversion. So in order to, before you even start putting some money on trying to purchase some online leads, I think you should work first on what are the steps that I'm gonna take before I actually put some money on getting some leads, so it can help me with my conversion. So everything is about the systems that you guys have. I'm not sure if everyone is using the CRM that Keller Williams provide to all of us, or if you guys have your own CRM, but pretty much every CRM works the same. So again, and on online leads, there's more investment. It depends on the area that you're going after. I know right here, the cost per lead is like about Lake Oswego, Happy Valley, that's the city that we live, is like about $12 to $18 per lead. So now at that point, when you know what's the cost per lead, then you need to find out what kind of conversion you have on those leads, because ideally every agent, again, online leads, you have to understand you really need volume, because some of the top agents nationwide that are working online leads, their conversion rate goes all the way from 8% to 13%. So most agents, what we look for our agents is at least 5% conversion rate a month. So that means if they can get 100 leads, a month, we're expecting 5 closings from that. So, but it's again, it is a numbers game. So they're talking about marketing again. We work different sources. Like I mentioned, some of the most important are open houses, farming, and online leads. But guys, the reason I wanted to be on this meeting is because I want to share something with you that I think all of you should jump into this right away, because it's going to start getting more difficult. The prices are going to keep increasing, but right now you can still get really good leads if you get your Google local servicing ad. I'm not sure, there's a big confusion right there, because some agents will tell me, yes, I have my Google business, but I don't get any business. That's one thing completely different. Google My Business is more it has other tools, but they're not gonna give you leads. If you want leads from Google, and these are really good leads, guys, the best way to get them is through Google local servicing ads. If at any point you guys want to put a class together just so I can teach you how to get your Google local servicing ads up and running, I can have that class. Just let me know when, and I'll sit down with you guys. Wait, excuse me?
I said, Austin, book it.
And in 1 hour, the type of classes I like to do with our agents is where you come to the class and you leave the class without homework. So pretty much you do everything there. So by the time you're done, and you just wait for that source of business to start giving you some kind of return. But Google local servicing ads, guys, the leads are great. The investment is not that much. In some situations, you potentially could be paying $50 to $100 per lead. But let me tell you this, it's on Google local servicing ads, you only pay for good leads. So that means if you get a call from someone that is looking to rent and you don't work rentals, or someone that's looking for mobile homes, you don't work mobile homes, you don't have to take those leads, and Google won't charge you for those leads. So, but if you get a solid buyer or a solid seller, then you pay for that lead. But this is the thing, that person that is calling you through Google, they found you online and they saw a bunch of agents. There's over 100 agents per city, a part of the Google local servicing ads. If they choose you, there's a reason there. It's up to you how you build your rapport with them. But it is, again, really powerful, an amazing tool. And I'll be more than happy to share how to set up your account correctly.
And I know for a lot of people, like a lot of the stuff that he talks about, because this is like, that's his thing. It can seem like it's like another language, so like if you really don't understand like a lot of stuff that he's talking about and you want to know more, like we're always available to answer like questions that anybody has about marketing or how we run ads and stuff like that, because I know like it can seem like, well, yeah, you're telling me to do all this stuff, or I should be doing all this stuff, but I don't even know where to start. So I know a lot of people feel that way when it comes to marketing. And Gio's like really good at it. So again, like even if you're not on our team, we're more than happy to help anybody at the office.
This is the thing, guys, and that's why we joined Keller Williams. I was a Keller Williams agent for 7 years before I opened my own office. And we didn't want to rebuild another office here in Oregon. So we decided to be part of the company that helped me, pretty much Keller Williams gave me all the tools. And thanks to Keller Williams, I was able to open a successful office in Southern California. So we currently have like 3 locations, about to open 1 more. So we're going to have 4 locations in Southern California, but we focus again on sources of business. And at any point, like we're all about giving. So at any point, if you guys want to learn and kind of like going deep on any specific source of business, we would like to help you with this. And another piece of advice that I want to give to everyone is right now there's circle prospecting. This circle prospecting has been around for years. You know, I have my license for 22 years, and most of the top producing agents at that point, they were getting most of their business through circle prospecting. Right now, circle prospecting still works, but because of the data that we have access, now instead of you calling random numbers from or calling people that maybe they're not even thinking about selling, you can get data where you can purchase likely to move sellers. I'm not saying that this data is 100% accurate, but it's more accurate than calling people that maybe they're not planning on selling their home for like 10 years. So take advantage of the tools that title companies, you know, they have this kind of leads for us. And again, there's ways for you to be more efficient with your time when you're doing your lead generation calls. But circle prospecting still works. I just feel like it's better to do it now and go after the likely to move sellers, because now you maximize your time, because in that hour, you're trying to call, you know, at least people that potentially might be thinking of selling their home this year.
Yep. So, Gio, are you available next Thursday? Not this week, but next Thursday at 1 o'clock?
I'll tell you right now. Any question, guys? Like I'm
We have
here.
a real estate mastermind class already booked where I have someone come and speak, and we could have you do the Google.
What time is next Thursday? What
1
time?
o'clock next Thursday?
Yeah, I can make it happen.
Okay, so we have Gio coming to talk about Google. What is it called again?
It's called Google Local Servicing Ads.
Austin, did you get that? Hopefully he's in his room.
Google local servicing ads.
That's next Thursday's mastermind.
Okay.
Gio, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. We're going to start going to the office, so you're going to see us there more often. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to talk to me or Kayla. We love to help.
Plus, we're gonna restart Ignite in April, and Gio and Kayla are teaching a class as well. Austin will be reaching out to you guys for that one.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Gio.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Is that gonna be in office? The training room there too?
Yeah, that goes back to our normal where it is in person or Zoom.
And Tanya, real quick question.
Yes.
I'm seeing something on there on the 10th, real estate mastermind saying home inspections. Is that something that's old that for some reason is on
No.
repeat?
No,
Okay.
Patrick from Marispec is gonna be here on Thursday this week.
Oh, so you're talking next week with
Yes.
Gio. Okay.
No, next week.
I heard this.
Next week. Confirm that with Gio again. I gave him next week. Yeah, next Thursday.
So it's Google, oh man, Google service, ad service,
Yeah, just Google Local Servicing Ads.
Oh, Gio's
Google
still.
local servicing ads.
Yes.
Got it.
It's
Thank
next
you.
Thursday, not this Thursday, next Thursday.
Next Thursday, yes.
Got
Yes,
it.
see? I might have said it like the third time the wrong day, but you know, this goes without listening to this sometimes. Okay, so we're gonna move on. All right. Why are you here? Everybody's here because they want leads, right? They want business. They want 36 transactions in 12 months with 3 hours of LG. Because we're shortening it up, right? Okay. Do you guys, on page 5, who has seen Glengarry Glen Ross?
Okay, showing my age.
Yeah. Really, I mean, because remember,
Is that the one where it's copy is for closers, or is that a different?
I think that's the same one.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it, but it's an 80s movie. So, and it's about real estate. And the company delivers a challenge. I think this is great. The agents have to get as many sales as possible in one night using the company's tired old set of leads. The person with the highest sale gets a Cadillac. The person in second place gets a set of steak knives, and everyone else is fired. I probably should go watch this movie.
Yeah.
Glengarry Glen Ross. I think it is the one with, it's Alec Baldwin in it, isn't
Yeah.
it? Isn't it? Yeah. But, okay, so then it goes on, and I love this. The big moral of the story, the one who owns the leads owns the business, right? He's making money no matter what, as long, whatever he tells them to do. So his agents are victims because they're waiting for the company to give them the leads. They're not actually going and trying to get their own leads. So they're passive and reactive instead of doing their own prospecting and marketing, right? So this kind of comes back to, like Gio said, if you're just waiting for the leads to come to you and all you're using is the Opcity and you're not doing anything else. And I get the same thing when I'm in recruiting appointments. The agents are like, do you provide leads? Do you provide leads? Well, we provide the opportunity for you to get leads, but more importantly, we teach you how to get your own leads. Because if you're not doing that, then you're going to have a passive business that may or may not make any money, right? So the key to being, the key to success is to be alert, proactive, and empowered. You want to have an ongoing dedicated lead gen business, right? And that's what we're going to teach you guys over the next few weeks. So how are we going to get you there? We've already done the introduction power of one. We've worked on our USP. How many finished their USP? Your unique sales proposition, your elevator speech. Okay, well, you guys need to work on that because it's required. Every Sunday I sit down and I go through these and reread them and highlight everything that we're going over. And you guys are going to have to pull those out and you're going to have to bring them. Remember, you're supposed to cut it out and bring it with you. So if you haven't done that yet, if you want to get through this and during this whole entire course, you guys should be lead gen, right? All in between. We got a whole month here. If you wait until this is all completed, you missed a whole month of business.
Unique sales.
Proposition. So that was in the second class we did. We worked on prospecting on Friday. Today, we're going to work on marketing. And marketing, as we know, can cost money, right? Oh, this was kind of fun. Lead generation is like bread. It's not going to work without certain ingredients, right? You have flour. So flour is your mets and haven't mets, right? People we know and people we don't know. You need yeast to make the flour rise, right? So we have to have prospecting and marketing. You need water. So the yeast is prospecting, water is marketing. You need daily habit that provides the heat. And you have to have marketing, prospecting, and the daily habit to end up with a loaf of bread. And I highlighted in here because I thought this was great. To make it work better. They're the basis of your business, the mets and haven't mets, the flour. The yeast makes the dough rise. Your prospecting, which is your potential customers, turns it into an actual business. Marketing makes your prospecting more effective, like water, which activates the yeast, right? So without the water and the yeast, your flour doesn't do anything. So you need a steady supply of heat, your daily 3 habits. Without the yeast, you don't have bread, you have crackers. Without the water, you have dust. Without the heat, you have a pile of goo. You have to do all of these in order to have a successful business. It's just a matter of when we get there, right? And how we do it. So what is marketing? It's the passive form, right? Marketing is what we throw out there and hope that it attracts someone's attention and then they want to reach out to us. Postcards, direct, which is the direct mail, flyers, email, website, signs, billboards, I've seen on 217, there's a realtor that always does one. Radio ads, television ads, magazine ads. So the biggest problem with marketing is money. Can be very expensive. It's less immediate in the results. It's less personable, less memorable, right? The advantages of it, it's an efficient use of time. We can reach way more people all at once, but it takes time for them. And how many times does it take for them to see you before they respond? Jumping ahead of the game in this whole entire thing. If you take your marketing and you pass it out to a larger audience, and then you followed it up with your prospecting to the same people, right? Whether it's you send them mailers, send them we can go inexpensive here. Let's send them a flyer with a handwritten envelope, stamps. How much are they now? 50?
55?
Gosh, do you remember it was 20?
I remember when it was a new one.
Yay, someone older than me. I know, I'm totally aging myself in this class. I'm only 27. And fabulous. But it can be cheaper to send flyers out and can get better attention with like a handwritten envelope, right? It's still going to cost some money, but it's going to be more personal. And then if I turn around and then either I go door knock the same neighborhood, so now they put my face to what they saw in the mail, or make it even cheaper for you guys, do it as a flyer that you just go door knock or just stick on their doors, right? There's actually, I'm totally jumping ahead through this whole thing here, but he's just put it, a door hanger. But then you've got to follow it up, right? If you want your marketing to be super effective and shorten the amount of time that it takes for it to be effective, you got to follow it up with prospecting. You got to go and be in person. So the best place to do your marketing and farming is the place where you live, right? Because it's convenient for you. So, and if you're constant, if you have a dog and you're walking your dog, or if you have a child and you're walking the kids, you're going to the park, or you're walking to the restaurants, right? Whatever it is, if your people in your neighborhood see you all the time, then it starts to click, and then they get something in the mail and they're like, whoa, wait a minute. She lives in our neighborhood. He lives in our neighborhood. And then you go and you follow it up with actual door knocking and meeting them and greeting them, right? That's going to build you up. And there's a great article, we'll get to it in here, about an agent that does that. And that's how he grew his business and got so successful, because they need that click. How many times does it take you to remember someone's name?
About 3, more than once.
7's the average, right?
7?
But
Is it?
yeah, 7. Like you have to say it back 7 times. If you get someone's name and you don't say it back right away, but if you say it back and use their name 7 times right away, it should click. I like to click it and tie it to something else, right? So it's the same thing. They're tying something else to seeing the person in the neighborhood. And now they're like, they live here. And now you're sharing valuable information about real estate. And now they're like, real estate.
I have a question. What if there is already a realtor that totally dominates your area of town? I mean, every ad anywhere, the local newspaper, the little garbage company newspaper, everything, they're just totally dominating in any kind of medium. Would you recommend going to a different neighborhood? Because been doing it for 10, 20 years already. And
Are they calling? Or are they just
they're
hoping that,
probably doing
oh, they
everything.
see
I mean,
me?
a whole
Maybe
page
not.
of things, sold.
They're counting on that doing the selling for them. You got to hit the personal then.
Well, they must be
That's where you
spending-
need to up your prospecting.
They must be spending a fortune on advertising.
Well, yeah.
Any kind of medium, even the shopping carts, the local grocery.
Oh, yeah.
All got this person's, face.
They own it. That
They own
doesn't
it.
mean they own it.
Reality is those
Right?
agents are doing
honestly, a huge chunk of it in a neighborhood like that would be 20%, and that is when someone really does own it, but that leaves another 80%.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the numbers actually shown it's 20%.
There's a lot of numbers in here about
There's a lot of
marketing.
agents who claim and sure as hell don't.
Yeah, that
Well, I
doesn't
can
mean they
visually
own
see
it.
I mean, I just visually see it every time I open
Yeah.
anything, and boom, there she is.
And that's your perception of what you see, so.
And so then so why can't you add,
Well, also signs too, you know, driving around, Tim Wallace and Amy Savage. I don't know if anybody
oh,
knows.
she used to be with us.
Oh, yeah, okay, and she's everywhere, and you drive around.
She
there's
is.
signs A lot on Amy Savage and Twelve, so I figured I'm not going to go somewhere else.
Right. But you could try.
She's got lots of signs, but if you actually sit down and did the numbers, no, she's not gonna have more than 20%.
No.
Okay,
Uh-uh.
well, I'd go for 20%.
Perception.
Yeah, right? What if you get 20% of the 80 that she's not getting?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because you see somebody everywhere doesn't mean they actually own the whole area, right? So it's just a matter of how you, what you do and how you get it. Know that most people are not actually going face to face or calling on the phone unless they're past clients, right? And just because they were a past client doesn't mean that they were happy with the service that they got.
Yeah.
And the stats show that 86% of people don't use the same realtor account, right?
And can I say something?
Yes.
I think like with those kind of like people are not the same. So not everybody like yellow. So
That's right.
maybe like somebody likes her or him, but not everybody is
That's
looking
right.
to go and work with them.
Right.
So we are all having our unique personality, and I think that will help everybody.
Yes, that's where you got to come back to your USP, your unique sales proposition. What makes you stand out? What value do you add to your clients that's going to make them want to use you instead? Right? And everybody can pull from their past experience and whatever it is and turn it into a real estate strength. Okay? Truth. The role of marketing during your growing phase is to supplement your prospecting. Which means everyone needs to be doing prospecting over and over. Your best and most consistent results come from doing both marketing and prospecting. And if you can't afford to do any marketing yet, start with your prospecting. If you want to dominate and you're limited on funds, then I would recommend do the prospecting. And I would print flyers because that's your cheapest form of marketing. Have it done through Bear Printing. They're really inexpensive. You can, even on shiny paper, you can get real nice paper for about, I haven't checked lately, maybe 25 cents a page.
Their door hangers are only, because I'm actually ordering some double-sided shiny, I think it's 36 cents per. door
That's
hanger.
so cheap.
Yeah. I'm getting
So
about this morning.
doing that, right? And we'll, as we get into this, it's being purposeful with what you're marketing, right? Don't just throw stuff out there. You got to know what your whole plan is. Sit down, figure that out, and then work it, right? So you need to support your marketing with, or support your lead gen with marketing. Marketing should give you, what page is this, 9 to 11? Marketing should give you a reason to call and prospect. Hey, did you get my flyer I dropped off at your door? Right? Did you get my door knocker? Did you get the postcard that I mailed you? I wanted to follow up and whatever it is. You want to make sure that your marketing, remember we talked about in the value proposition, your branding, right? You want when they see something that every single time they go, oh, that's Jennifer, oh, that's Jill, oh, that's Dia.
So I have a question. Using door hangers, for instance, how long should we wait to follow up after that? Like a week?
No, next day.
Next day, okay.
Yeah, hopefully they walked up to their front door that day.
Okay.
Yeah, follow up the next day.
All right.
What are you putting on your door hangers? What's the value add on them?
Yeah. Oh, I'm doing, actually, I kind of want people's opinion on this. So it's gonna say something like, the market is blooming, let me know if you want to grow, and then I'm gonna do seed packets, stable to them. And then I'm gonna do a handwritten, I got labels, I'm gonna handwrite on there. Let me know if you wanna spread your roots, like I need to remember. So even if they toss the door hanger, they still- they're gonna keep the seeds. So then when they go to plant the seeds, they'll be like, oh. And so on the back, though, I was either thinking of doing like a spring checklist to get your house ready.
Yeah, you need to do a value add.
A value add.
Everything you do
Okay.
should have some type of value add.
So like CMA, offer free CMA or,
You could do the spring checklist on the
Okay.
back,
okay,
prepare your house for the
Yeah.
market, and then contact me or, you know, call to action, to get a CMA. Guide them to your website that has the CMA where they can automatically have it done.
Oh, yeah.
And then that tells them that you're gonna follow up,
Yep.
right? You've got to have a value. Yes,
So-
sir.
Oh, go ahead. So I just wanted to, should I do the spring checklist, or I thought you were doing that, or if I could find good stats on, what the ROI is on certain, like remodel kitchen gets you this much, new floors get you this much, a fresh paint gets you this much, like what do you guys think would be better?
That one might be good.
Yeah, that's a good one, yeah.
Right? And then, you know,
Yeah, the same.
let me know if you'd like to discuss this further or contact me. Head to my website, right? Something.
So I was just gonna ask, I was talking to Dwight a little bit about this, best place to have some printing done, and is it better to just do labels yourself or have the printing place do label, you know, do the printing for you on that aspect? Where do you, he said something like Bear printing.
Bear printing's great for your marketing materials and every flyers,
And is it Bear, B-E-A-R?
Yeah.
Or is it
like that.
See, it's happening again.
Yeah, if you're doing labels like just for envelopes,
Well, I mean, you know, if it was a postcard or if postcards work better than, you know, printing and folding and sending.
so that's a whole nother thing. Think about, I always tell people, think about what do you do when you open up the mail, right?
I stand by the recycling bin and I put all the ads.
That's right, right?
I do before I go in the house.
I filter through it like this. It's sitting here. I go through everything, pull out bills, pull out personal, and the rest goes right to the shredder. But you're a real estate agent,
Yeah, exactly.
right? You gotta think like a consumer. And what does a consumer mostly do? So in that respect, and this is another thing that'll get covered in here later, but I don't mind jumping around. When they are going through stuff and they're filtering, they might only see one side. You better have your name or your picture on both sides of that, whatever you have, because they might only see the one side. And at least you'll trigger in their head what your name is or what you look like. And then the next time they see it, they might sit there and say, oh, here's another one from that agent, right? Or here's what you want it to do. And that's why they call the mailing postcards and stuff a long-term game, is because it takes a long time. You got to hit that person at the right time. But the more they see it, the more they see it, the more they see it. Now what happens if you actually do get a listing in that neighborhood and now they see your sign and now they can click. Oh, that's the realtor that keeps sending us those postcards or those handwritten letters or whatever it is that you do. It's consistency, you guys. It's making sure that you are constantly marketing, doing the same thing, and know that once you go into this in money, it is long-term. I think I saw in here, it's like 24 to 36 months. But one transaction can help pay for it. It's also why you have to use your CRM and make sure that you're maintaining the lead source, because you need to know where your business comes from. It's the only way you're going to figure out what your rate of return is. And if you're out there and you're just spending, you know, $300 a month on postcards and you're spending $500 a month on flyers and you're spending $2,000 on lead gen and you're just got business coming in and you just keep paying that, and then come to find out that the $300 is getting you the most leads and the most closed sales, But the one that you're paying $3,000 a month for is getting you maybe 1, and these are getting you like 10. But if you're not tracking it, guess what you're gonna continue doing? You're just gonna spend your money. It's just like having all those every month. How many people have automatic payments and you have no idea what you're paying for? Or you know what you're paying for, but you don't use it. Gym memberships, right? We all have something. Whatever your guilty pleasure is that you think you're gonna do it and then you don't do it. New app to work out. Haven't even opened it. Tells me to drink water though. I do it anyways, but it's the same thing, right? If we don't pay attention to what we're spending and where it's going and what comes in from that, then we're gonna just continue spending and spending and spending. Top producing agents, top teams, they track that. Command is set in there for you guys. Just add your lead source. Anytime you talk to someone, hey, where did you get my information? If you don't automatically know, how did you find me? Fantastic. Write that down, put it in your CRM immediately when you're getting their contact information. Write it down while you're talking to them on the phone, right? Whatever makes it easier for you. Track that. Then you can cut off what's not making you money and then take that money and put it into something else, right? I know we went way ahead on that, but oh well. Okay. On page 10, there's a script. Someone read it. How about the top? Please. You sent out your marketing. And now I need someone to make the phone call or walk up to someone and tell them something. Very top, page 10.
I'll do it.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Walter. Did you receive the market report I sent you? Do you have any questions about the market that I could answer for you? If you.
No, that's it. Simple. Absolutely.
Where are you?
Oh, we're at the top of page 10. So if you sent someone a letter or an email that gives a reason to call them, they're expecting your call, right? Just like the link on your website that says, what's my home worth? It tells them when they hit the submit button to expect a call from the real estate agent, and it gives your name. So same thing, right? Your marketing is going to provide the touch that sets you apart from other people with prospecting, right? Thank you cards. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me today. If you have their mailing address, right? Hopefully you do, because we're going to do a lot of circle and farming, right? In our cheapest possible ways. You want to make sure that you're following up with your prospecting with thank you cards, invitations, like this, movie tickets, coffee shop, gift certificates, other small personal gestures that reinforce your mind share. Don't overspend, right? Sit down, plan out what you want your business to be. It also needs, whatever you're going to be doing and sending needs to tie into your personal brand and who you are as a real estate agent, right? If you love coffee and you want to send Starbucks cards to the people that you prospect, then I would probably highly suggest that when you set up a meeting to meet them somewhere, meet them at a coffee place. You could be the coffee guru in town, right? The coffee agent. Turn it into something else. What if you have a favorite restaurant, right? What if you love to go to dog parks? Think about something that you can do, tie it into your charity, whatever you like to give to or help with. Tie that in. We're gonna go in really deep into a lot of different marketing ideas and different ways that we can market ourselves and how you can kind of like make it all blend, right?
You had said at one point that, and this was in the context of giving gifts to at closing to your buyers, that it needed to be a minimum of $25 in order to be tax deductible. Does this come under a very different?
Yeah, this is marketing dollars.
And so a gift card, a
Is marketing-
$5 gift card.
Yeah.
In this.
That would be marketing dollars.
Isn't it a maximum $25?
No.
For the IRS, it's a maximum of $25
Oh, yes.
unless it's promotional material,
Oh,
right? You get your name, your logo on it somewhere, even if it's on the back, it's on it.
No,
Now you can go to the cost.
I was like, buy like 4 $25 gift cards so I can write them all.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can go, it's all in how you market it, right? And how, if it's marketing and it has your information on it, then you can write more of it off.
Really?
Yeah, but if it's a straight up gift, it's got to be under $25.
Need to go teach my accountant then.
Get a different accountant. Ask Dwight who his is, because he's been in here before. I forget his name.
So if it is promotional materials, you can do more than 25.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. How about this card? Dear Mr. Ramirez, it was a real pleasure to meet you yesterday. You asked some great questions about how our local market is different from the national market you hear about on the news. Be sure to call me next time you have a real estate question or need help buying or selling a home. I look forward to hearing from you. Is it going to take a little bit of time to write a thank you card like this to send it out to someone that you just talked to on the phone?
Yeah.
Maybe you send it out to certain people, not just randoms, but like people that say, hey, I might be interested, or they're in your, right? We have our A, our Bs and our Cs, maybe our As and our Bs, right? Referrals. I want to go back to page 11, and it's not at one here. When you're sending out your steady, consistent, value-based marketing, you're going to do the, we're going to go in more on this, the 12 direct or 33 touch. It used to be a 33 touch, now it's 36, right? They feel like you need to talk to people 36 times a year, not just 33 times a year. But if you look at page 11, thinking about the different type of information that you're giving them. So if you're an agent that really likes to get out and be out in hiking, or here it's great for hiking, right? And you're in hiking groups and you're doing all these different things that are centered around hiking, then don't you think maybe handing out a postcard that shares different information about hiking, maybe partner up with a store and ask, if you send people to them, can I get a discount just for my people that come in, like a special code? Businesses want business too, right? Doesn't matter if it's a big brand name or not, you might still be able to get some, they offer discounts all the time, coupons. So why wouldn't they offer, if you're like, I'm really like solely based in this, and most of my clientele, I have 3,000 contacts, and I want to build this into part of my real estate business. I'm going to send people your way. Can I get a discount? Even if it's 10%, right? If it's 10% off of whatever the price is, that'd be great. But it doesn't hurt to ask, right? And that this postcard in here talks about like hiking trails in, near, or around. You can grow your group.
Is this a place where you think that the realtor's name and photo should be on?
It should be on both sides.
Of this
Yeah.
postcard?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
in some way.
Not too aggressive.
Not too aggressive.
It's not, I mean, that's not too
Oh.
aggressive. Because this looks really nice and it looks like this is just for you.
It
I'm not
does.
asking anything of you. You put your
Right.
name on there and it's clear you're.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully they like that, right? But if it's something that they're gonna see and possibly grab, this doesn't look like it's an ad, right?
No, it doesn't.
So, but if it looks like, especially if it's like a just sold, just listed, coming soon, whatever it is, we can't do that, but anything that's real estate, marketing, current market stats, lender information, whatever it is, if it looks like a marketing ad, and not something that would, people might be interested in, then I would absolutely have it on both sides.
But this one you're saying you.
This
wouldn't.
one, maybe not,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know. Brought to you by, you know me.
You know me.
But be you,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
You've got to be you. You've got to remember, no matter what we do, we have to be ourselves. Because we're marketing ourselves. And you don't want to go and do stuff that someone else is doing if it doesn't speak your language, right? Because then it's just not going to be you when they meet you and then be like, yeah.
Like something like this would be kind of cool, to have a picture of like you with your dog.
There you go.
Instead of like the standard.
Right.
mother pose.
You could do the same thing here, hiking trails near, maybe because Portland's so big, you could probably break it out into seasonal, right? Different areas. And then you could have a picture of you with your dog and say, Zoe and I love going hiking in these trails. And then have the article.
You know, also making them a
Guess I
personal.
can't do this one.
Very personal.
No dog.
You can borrow my Zoe. I told everybody that on Friday. If you need a dog, Zoe's adorable.
She doesn't look like a hiking dog.
She's not, she's a princess.
She's a.
You're gonna carry her,
She's
but
She's a. stick-hiking dog.
she'll hike for about 2 miles. We took her hiking at Stubb Stewart. Has anybody been to Stubb Stewart?
What?
Stubb Stewart. It's a campground out by Vernonia. Really great, very close, wonderful place. You can just drive in, and pay the daily parking and go hike the trails. They have horse trails too. But the Lookout Trail, this is my first time there last year. And we went and oh yeah, sure, let's go hike, right? No big deal. We have guys. And then Zoe's just trotting along. Her little legs are this big. She's just trotting along and she's like, I ended up having to carry her before we even got to the top of the Lookout Trail. I'm like, who's gonna carry me? It really is a great hike, but it's a great hike. And we went all. I'm a sucker. Nobody can talk me into anything. Okay. Marketing lead gen averages or response rates, sorry. It's all about a numbers game, right? You want to know where you're gonna spend the least amount of money and what your responses are going to be in it. Look at telephone. It's the highest one. 12.95% response rate. I did not go update these. Email, 1.2. Catalog. We had those when I was selling. Postcard is 2.47. Direct mail oversize is higher than the letter size. The standard is free, or not free, but it's cheap. But it's the size of an index card.
There's not much difference though, actually, percentage, 5%.
Right?
I don't need 5%.
0.5%. Jumbo, there's this size and then there's jumbo. Half a sheet of paper, right? Shiny, thick, glossy.
But the mail cost is a lot more on the oversight.
Yes, it does. Yep. So you gotta, again, look at everything, right? Track it. It's gonna take time, whatever you do, it's gonna take time to see your overall costs and what your rate of return is on it. But do it for a year, do it for 2 years. I mean, remember, long-term gain. If you're really focusing, you really want to own a market, a neighborhood, it's what you've got to do, right? So market, track it, and then look at your rate of return so that you know how much money or how much business you're going to get from it. Down here on page 12 at the bottom, it says, when we sharpen our skills and build our daily habit of 3 hours of LG, implement our marketing and our prospecting strategically, your marketing may double or triple the response rate, right? So if you're sending these postcards out and you're following up with your phone call, and you're going and doing in person, these could end up going up, right? It could end up actually being extremely valuable to you. Make it worth it. How many people remember getting the realtor recipe cards in the mail all the time? No? No?
I get a comps card from the local realtor,
Yeah,
but no recipes.
no recipes. It was a thing. Now, I got Pinterest. How many people keep the cards? I mean, ideally you'd get a really cool recipe, you'd stick it on the fridge with a magnet. Ooh, I'm gonna make that. That looks good. Cause it's all about visual, right? That used to be the thing. I remember seeing magazines in our office where we'd be going, which postcards do we want to send this month? Which ones are we gonna do this year, right? Another marketing. These are your standard normal marketing, right? Think outside the box, which is what a lot of them are doing. The door knockers with the seeds in them. That's kind of like your pop buys, right? Your pop buys are going to be special gifts that you pop by and give to your existing client database, your past client database. Probably not in a neighborhood, but if you want to own a market and own a neighborhood, why not? Right? Depends on how many homes are in it that you want to hit.
I have a question on Popeyes. So generally, do you just like leave the gift on the door and then walk away, or do you literally?
Knock, knock.
Okay.
Knock and run.
I'm paranoid that I'm gonna like put someone out, or they're gonna be.
Hi, I'm just running around the neighborhood, stopping by, introducing myself. I'm the realtor that lives in this community. Sharing a gift. If you're ever interested in what's happening or what your house might be worth, give me a call. And either they might start a conversation.
I'm more comfortable with that than with my previous clients. Like if they're in the middle of something, I'm like, hey, what's going on, guys?
But you can just say, hey, they actually get used to it, right, Beth? Terry did it.
Well, yeah.
Terry does it all the time.
But
They get used to it.
yeah.
They're expecting it. After the first one might be a little bit awkward, but just say, hey, they don't know
Yeah.
if you've done this before or not.
Right.
Every month I drop off gifts, right? Every month you'll get a little surprise from me. And then now they're like, gosh, it's the 15th. Why isn't she here yet? They might even call you. Hey, we haven't seen you yet. I just want to make sure we didn't miss it. Someone didn't steal it from our porch. Now they're calling you. It's that consistency that they begin to think and expect. The real estate agent that I worked for, when I first got into the real estate business as her assistant, every 4th of July, she would reach out to the Boy Scouts and they would go and deliver little flags the night before, and they would stick them on the front corner of everybody's yard the night before the 4th of July. And her business card was stapled to every single one of them. She would choose a specific neighborhood and choose so many homes. And then the next year, she would spread it out. And it would just continue to grow and continue to grow. And those people would actually go and put their flags out the next year. Or she would do more, right? And she was the American flag lady, realtor. Sherry, you're gonna ask.
Oh, I was just, somebody in Charbonnet does that a lot, and I heard that, you know, if you need help with that or whatever, speak to local Boy Scouts. to
Yep, Boy
help you.
Scouts.
You know, they're always looking for hours to
Yep,
do a service.
yep. Think outside the box, right? And if you're not great at thinking outside the box, just Google it, find something that someone else is doing somewhere else. One of the coolest things that I've seen in all the classes and trainings and mega camps and family reunions that I've attended, and every time I think that's actually probably a really smart idea, this guy in California actually ended up buying a pizza business. Why? Like, like Domino's, super cheap. It wasn't a Domino's, but like super cheap, right? Pizza is the cheapest thing to make and to sell, and you can make the most money off a pizza business. Then he had the boxes custom designed with his real estate information on it. And every single closing that he had, they would deliver pizza to that house for move-in day. But it wasn't just for that. Every pizza that went out had his name on it as the real estate agent.
Did he own the pizza shop?
Yes.
Okay. That's
Right?
That's smart, yeah.
Like, how smart is that? I'm like, and it's super cheap. And right? And obviously you can't do a Domino's because they probably wouldn't let you do it, maybe.
You have to have your own independent shop.
You have to have your own independent shop, but or partner with it, right? Partner with a business, a restaurant, anything. Ask if you can market yourself and help pay for something, right? That goes out all the time. Or partner with a food truck, with donations or free something or a discount, and get your logo, your information on the cart that you help. I mean, obviously this is, you can get as expensive as you want, but like one of our agents, she had a friend who owned a food cart and she did weddings. It was beverages, alcoholic beverages for weddings. Well, why not like supply cups or buy the first 100 drinks or 50 drinks at a wedding, courtesy of? Think outside the box, right? Think of all the fun ways that you could be seen. How many newlyweds are going to want to buy a house? Right?
Can we go back just a second?
Yeah.
Were you suggesting that one idea would be to deliver some small gift every month?
We can, like your A's, your B's, right? Your past clients, your close sphere, people that, or in your farm neighborhood that you really want to work. The little pop buys. Terry used to do it. I think she spent like maybe $5 to $10 a pop buy, right? So you're going to limit. I think she did like 25.
And what are you saying right there?
Pop buy.
I don't know.
You're popping by to give them a gift.
Popping by.
And if you're not sure what to do, well, let me tell you,
That's
Pinterest, right?
Don't go down the rabbit hole though. I'll start looking and next thing I know, I'm like, oh, it's only been 3 hours.
But now I have a new do. I have dinner for the next 2 weeks.
What would you find on Pinterest?
It's basically an online magazine.
I know,
Everything.
but I'm asking you.
Like what to do for pop buys, different ideas.
So pop by is a thing.
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
before. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got to get sliding through these. All right. Myth number 1. Myths. Love myths. Don't you guys? I only need to prospect or market to be successful. Well, we all know now, because I've jumped ahead, that you have to do both, right? You don't have to do both, but you should do both if you want to be super successful and work them both together. Myth number 2, the purpose of prospecting and marketing is to get appointments. Well, it is, but it's also to increase your database of METs. For those that weren't here, a MET is someone you have met. Look how easy that was, right? Is that Stacy?
Yeah. Oh, come on.
I know.
I gotta get on that one.
So, right here, prospecting and marketing, it's applied to your haven't mets because we want to meet them and turn them into mets. It's applied to your mets so that you can convert them into an appointment, right? So prospect and market people you don't know, they become someone you know, and now you have an appointment to list or to sell them a home. Simple. So you know, see, this is simple. Very simple. 14% of your database and their spheres of influence are looking to buy or sell at any given time. Who knows how many people are in their database? Okay, throw me a number.
73.
So what's 14% of 73?
$10.22.
Could you do with 10 closings?
What was that?
Could you do with 10 closings? Would you like to have 10 closings?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember too, you guys, we have our sphere. So you have 73 people in your sphere. How many people do you think each one of those 73 people have in their sphere? Right? How many people do they have in their sphere? If you think about your social media, which is your best, cheapest place to prospect and market yourself for free. Because if you just do a post, like you build up your page followers, you can go in there and immediately invite everybody in your sphere, in your Facebook that are following you to like your page. Then you post something that's very interesting and relevant that triggers someone to want to share it to their page. It's tied to your business page. And now your picture, hopefully it's your face and your name is on that post that has now been shared to someone else because they really liked what you had to say or what was on there, or a picture or a video or whatever it is. And now everybody that they know are seeing that, right? So even if I might only have 300 people following me on my business page, one person shares that out and they have 5,000 people in their contact database. Not all 5,000 because of the way Facebook does the news feed, but I might hit half, I might hit a quarter that are now gonna see something that someone else shared. When you see something that someone else shares, what happens to that when someone shares it again? It like stacks, right? It shows, it makes that post, oh, more people like this. Oh, I know that person, I know that person. And then you're like, what did they like? And you go up and you look at what did they like and share? Because it must have been good. That's how the sharing works and going through Facebook. So not everything we post is going to be intriguing like that, but think about something that might be. And then it's going to get shared and it's going to get shared and it's going to get shared, right? So then you're increasing all of this based off of one simple post. Myth number 3, any marketing I do builds mind share. Absolutely false. Mind share is getting people to remember who you are and wanting to work with you, right? So it's going to take multiple times and multiple times to get the mind share, or it could take one postcard mailing to them, one phone call, and then following it up by them seeing your face in person, right? I know we'll get to it. There's a guy in here. I like this right here. The truth is, if you don't market consistently, you aren't really building mind share. When it comes time for them to buy or sell a house, they won't remember the 4 postcards they got from you last year. They will remember the 36 phone calls, emails, market reports, newsletters, and value items they got from the agent up the street. If you aren't first or second in their mind, you probably won't get the business. So you want to own their mind share. You want to be the agent at top of mind for them, right? And the only way to become the agent top of mind for them is for them to consistently see you, hear you, talk to you in some possible way. Defining your brand. All right, who has their USP? This is where we need it. What makes you memorable and valid? 2 ways to build up your reputation is marketing your USP and your brand and delivering it and delivering on your USP and your customer service, right? So if I say that I am, see, now I can't think of one. Who has their USP and their brand? Who they are as a real estate agent.
Started it.
So think of it. Without a brand, you're just an individual, right? So if I say Nike, what does everyone picture? The swoosh or just do it, right? So you got to think about something. Do you think quality? Expensive?
So I'm trying to, I'm working on a logo and I'm trying to come up with kind of like a slogan and I'm thinking and that could probably maybe build into my USP also. But you know, this is cheesy. I'm still working on like make your dream come a reality or celebrate growth or, you know, something along those lines. Like I can help you achieve dream home or, you know, being a homeowner. Or,
Yeah.
you know, something to that extent.
So what we're going to go into here is going to help you with this.
Okay, cool.
Okay, this will help everybody. This actually is where we're going to go in a little deep here and we're going to have some activities. So have your pens ready. Okay, so branding is important. People are going to analyze your personality and the way of doing your business and what you offer to the public. So everything can be part of your brand and there isn't one right brand. On the bottom of page 17, I want you to look at the part of your brand, all those stuff at the bottom, your style of dress, your car, your use of technology, your website, your level of service and efficiency, your accessibility, the area you work in. If you stage an open house, how many phone numbers do you list on your card? If you have more than one, get rid of it, right? Well, it used, I would think though too, this is 2015, right? So it was fax numbers. You had to have your fax number. You had your office number, you had your mobile number, and you had your fax number. Like seriously, every business card had that. Get rid of it. One number, big in the middle, and which one should it be? Your cell phone, right? Because people are going to text it. Even if you put office next to it. Get rid of it. How you answer your phone. How many people called the office here? And what was the first thing you heard?
Keller Williams, I'm sure.
No, there is a saying.
Oh, I don't know, I remember.
It's my beautiful voice.
Yeah, what did Brian say when he answered the phone?
It's a beautiful day.
Oh, you're talking about that? Because there's an automated thing.
Williams. That's a Keller Williams saying.
Is it?
It's written on the wall. So every time I walked in, I always joked around. Is it though?
Yeah. Really?
Because I like to mess with them. But think about how you answer your phone, right? It could be part of your brand. The quality of your marketing materials, the frequency of your direct mail outs, your signs, your pre-listing packet, your community involvement, your knowledge of the area, right? So look at these, and I want you to circle a couple of these things that you think might stand out for you to include in your branding. So if you're working with, if your hopes, everyone has a different, some people want to work with anybody and everybody, right? Some people want to work with just luxury. So they're all of their marketing, the way they dress, the way they present themselves, it's going to be very super clean. It's going to be who they are. Look at Jenny Hill, right? She has her own personal branding that she just in who she is, and she addresses luxury. Look at the Clarks. Has anyone seen Peter and Alex on a day they have a listing appointment?
No,
Every time see
I don't
him,
know.
He's in a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, guess why? Because they always have listing appointments. They always dress in suits, right? Turn the page, or you guys keep circling if you are, I'll read this. Bruce Hardy. When he started out, because guess what they always told you to do? Dress in a suit, right? Dress for success. But then he found that the clientele that he was going and talking to and hoping to work with were blue collar workers, and they just got home and they felt grimy and dirty and underdressed, like they were uncomfortable around him because he was in a suit. So what did he do? He went to Land's End and got a bunch of button-down shirts and khakis for a casual look. And once his image matched his target database, his conversion rates went up. So think about who you are and who you want to work with. If you're young, you want to be hip. You want to be like all the people that you hope to work with, right? You want to be like everybody else. You want to be in commercial, you've got to dress business, because commercial is a business world, right? You've got to dress the part. But
As I said, I did an open house yesterday and I did 2 weeks over also, and both of them were really busy. But the first one I dressed a little bit more formal, I would say. I co-hosted with another agent. She was nice, but a little bit more casual. So this time I actually was going somewhere with them right now.
Yeah.
Plain jeans, boots, blouse, and you know.
Yeah.
And I felt like I got the list price is $395. I felt like people were a lot more receptive to me.
Yeah.
The second time around.
Because now you're talking to, in that price point, you're talking to first-time home buyers.
Yeah.
Right?
It really stuck out to me.
It does. It makes a huge difference. You need to be approachable and you need to fit. You need to make them feel comfortable around you. So if you're dealing with most of the homes as first-time home buyers, or maybe that is your niche, right? You want to help people into their first home. Then dress for it and make everything blend with it.
When I first was here, Hunter was,
Yeah.
and he just popped into my head. He always pushed wear your name tag, get a name tag and wear your
Oh,
name
I
tag.
know, that's so old school.
It's
Dwight
so
says
old
that
school.
too.
And I, in my head, I'm like, that's old school, I don't wanna do that. But he said, I mean, as long as you have it on wherever you go, everybody becomes used to you.
Seeing you with it.
And While you're checking out groceries or getting gas. or just not-
They've done it for years.
I almost felt like I didn't want to open house. I was
Oh my
like,
God, it's so pretty.
Well, and you know, actually at open houses, especially if you're not in a suit and standing out from everybody that's coming in, maybe do have a name tag on, right? So then they know, and because especially there's more people in there, well, you're the realtor, that's not gonna know who to ask questions, especially if you got people around you, if you're co-doing it with someone else. It does make it easier. And yeah, you should have a name tag for certain things. If you're involved in like Rotary or the Women's Council or whatever, you should have a name tag stating who you are. And it should say realtor on it. Right? You could say Oregon broker, but not everybody knows what a broker is. That's my brother-in-law. Right? A mortgage broker.
Do you think it should have Keller Williams on it or just realtor?
Well, they have Keller Williams logos. They have Keller Williams name tags.
Yeah, I know there are.
Yeah, there's so many different ones. You can have whatever you want. You just want it to
I
be
would
a
just
name
ask
tag.
you
Yeah.
what you think.
Well, when I first started, I got the blingy one. You know, had diamonds all the way around it.
I think the name tag makes you look a little more official. I don't know if that means anything in today's world.
But you look at Robin. Robin wears her name tag everywhere she goes, but she's older school, right? So that's the way it was. Everybody wore their name tags. She started coming, well, you need a name tag. Oh, it's actually gold. Yeah, and we don't talk about that company. The thing at KW is the red tennies. Well, we had a president who wore red tennies, and so it kind of became a thing, and then now it's wear your red jacket. or your swag, right? You don't have swag, get swag, right? When I went to family reunion, I bought a pair of jogger pants that has KW all the way down, like KW, and it says Keller Williams. And I bought a pink shirt that has a little KW over here. And then I bought my gray jacket. Some of you guys see me in my gray jacket, right? It's like the rain, real nice. And it has, I mean, it's a really nice jacket. It has a little tiny KW over here. Well, I decided to wear that the last day because we were going to go on a long walk in the morning before one of the addresses that Mo does in the morning. And it was rainy. And so I just dressed in that. Dwight looks at me and goes, well, you bought it all, didn't you? But guess what I wear when I go camping? Guess what I wore to my home church on Sunday? Right? I didn't wear my Keller Williams jacket. I wore my chosen jacket instead. But guess what happened? Oh yeah, Tanya's a realtor. Did you know? Right? It starts conversations. It reminds people. You should have something that says KW on it. Even if you don't wear a name tag, have something that has KW on it so that it triggers that. You could get some KW polo shirts and wear it with jeans at an open house, right? Or they have great stuff at the Red store. But that's an easy way for you to stand out as a real estate agent without having to say, hi, my name is Tanya. Okay. Your USP, your unique sales proposition, remember that's your elevator speech, right? Your style and your brand. So you use your USP and your style and your target audience, that should be your brand, right? So if we go over to page 19, this is where we're going to refine our USP. You don't have that. You're going to take it and you're going to go back and you're going to work on it. Don't let it take you down the rabbit hole. Write a few things out. Ask someone, bring it to here to the class. What do you think of this? Right? Just remember that it's got to be easy for you to say in who you are when you run into someone. So your USP, unique, memorable, and persuasive statement that expresses the key value that you bring to your customers. So whatever the key point of what you hope to do for people, then your USP should say something regarding that. So if you've got someone, if one of you wants to be, you want to help build people's their wealth, you want to help them with their retirement. So maybe, you know, the great class of people that you should reach out for that is the middle, right? Probably like 40 to 50, maybe 40 to 60, 40 to 55, because they might not have a lot of retirement savings. And guess what else is probably going to be gone by the time they retire?
Social Security.
Right. So if they're not investing in themselves, and maybe they're just starting to think about it, maybe your group of people you want to help, which could be a lot of people, are the ones that want to invest in their future, even young. It's a great one for young people, right? Start now, invest in yourself, invest in your wealth, invest in your future. And you can do that through real estate. So then maybe that's your, you know, take pieces of it, take whatever you want to just think about who your target group is, who you are, create your USP. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, we're supposed to break out and do this, but we have 30 minutes left. If you have not finished your USP, everybody work on this tonight if you can, right? sit down and think about it, because as we go further into this course, you're gonna wish you had it, right? Because we're gonna add in more things that is just gonna play off of what your USP is. So work on this tonight if you can. Sit down, brainstorm, search, Google it. Who says you can't do the same thing that an agent in California is doing, or the same thing that someone in Colorado is doing, right? Just don't do something that someone in Portland is doing or in your market. But you can go look and see what other people are doing. I would Google it, think about who your outreach is, and Google and see what other people are doing in that, right? And how they're marketing themselves. All right. Does anyone have their USP that they want to share? Not yet.
What do you Google, USP? Just Google realtors or?
Well, think about who your target is that you want to reach, right? Who your farm, who your people are that you want business from. So if it's first-time home buyers, realtors specializing in first-time home buyers, right? I Google everything. I'm always Googling stuff. Get ideas, think about different things, use keywords, right? Because it's the same thing. Someone's going to be looking for you as a real estate agent. Well, you better be using those keywords on your homepage for SEO, right? So just look around. Analyze your style. What makes you memorable? I thought this was funny because remember what Terry said, that they're the busy brunettes.
What?
Terry and Kim do a podcast, and they're the busy brunettes in real estate. And then I'm reading this, and it's the busy blondes, top agents in LA. They leverage an element of the founder's personal style to create a fun, memorable brand. Hi? Plagiarism? Yeah. Bruce Hardy, Lucky Duck. Walter, you could probably learn from him right here. Combines his Australian background. Bruce Hardy has been here forever, and when we listen to him and talk to him, he still has an Australian accent. So he used a kangaroo, tied it together, right? And he's also known for always wearing a black mock turtleneck and a jacket. How about this agent? She has a connection to construction industry because she's the builder's wife.
That's me.
Right? There's your marketing brand.
Well, it's
Not that one, but I saw another one in here somewhere that talks about knowing construction, like an architect knowing, homes, right? Or something to tie it in. Walter, I thought about you the other day, Friday, I think it was. No, it was last Wednesday. Wednesday, my daughter goes to youth church. My husband drops her off and then we meet to have dinner together somewhere. And I beat him there by like almost 30 minutes. And I'm sitting there on this table next to me were a bunch of Intel employees, which I could tell based on their conversation, right? You can't help but hear a conversation when they're right next to you. One of the guys was from Ireland. And the accent, right? And I almost said, hey, you want to just come sit over here and talk to me for the next 30 minutes? Because I love listening to accents, right? So just like think about anything that's unique about you that you can pull in and to make you stand out as a realtor. Realtor. I hear anybody say realtor, I'm going to get a whip.
It's a lot of Intel guys from Ireland.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I met quite a few in Irish pubs.
In Irish pubs? Which Irish pubs? Cal's downtown, yeah. My husband's at Intel. And he comes in, he sits down, and I'm like, hey, man, these guys are Intel. And it's huge, right? There's like thousands of employees there. And after about 5 minutes of listening to the conversation. He goes, they work in labs.
They're what?
They work in labs. He knew exactly based on their conversation what they, I'm like, how did you know? Based on the conversation. So think about that too. Like when you're sitting down somewhere, having a conversation and bringing up real estate and what happened, other people are listening, right? They might pop in and say, hey, can I get your card? Or ask you a question, right?
If somebody unsubscribes as one of your contacts on command, like unsubscribes to the email, should you keep them in your database?
You take them off of all email contacts,
Right.
but that doesn't mean you can't call them. Maybe you call them and say, hey, I saw that you unsubscribed from the emails that I was sending you. Did you mean to do it? Sometimes they don't understand and they do it. Did you mean to do that? Or is there anything else that I can help you with? Right? It depends on who it is, right? If you don't know who it is,
Right.
I would just ask that.
Okay.
Now, if they say, oh, I didn't mean to do that, well, now they have to give you a new email address because they don't allow us to undo that.
Does it automatically, you said, automatically not send them something then?
Yeah, but I would go and take them off of anything that has an email in it.
But you don't wanna accidentally.
No, I don't think it'll
So
send
the
it.
system might accidentally send it.
I don't know. You can ask
Weird
Austin
things happen.
to check in on that.
Austin.
Austin Powers. Okay, this next page, you guys, this is great. Your style is your personality, your target, and your target group's preferences. So, style analysis on page 22. You can, this is like a little brainstorming. I'm not giving you 10 minutes. I'm gonna give you like 5 seconds. So, it is your style. Circle one of these. Are you formal? Are you business casual? Are you informal? And then go to the next or other. Go to the next line. Think about how you dress, right? How you are perceived to other people. And circle one of those. Then look at what your clients are. Luxury, middle class, working class, a combination, other. Are you working with retirees, families, recent college grads, a combination, other? You can highlight more than one. It says circle one, but I say you can highlight more than one. Highlight circle. Are they conservative? Chick? Flamboyant? Bohemian? Are they younger? Middle-aged? Older? Then describe how you are unique or memorable. Think about your background, your education, your hobbies, your appearance, your personal connections. I am unique because. And down at the bottom, it has a bunch of words that you can utilize. Right? Just a couple. There was another one, I think, in the USP packet number 2 that had a whole page of this. Use Google, right? Think about all the different words that you could use to stand out to use as your USP, right? And then you're going to look at all that stuff and you can utilize it to develop a brand identity statement. Be true to yourself. Analyze what you're doing in your business. Ask your clients specific questions and do a lot of soul searching to make your branding work. Your colors should also like tie into what that is. Your logo should tie into who you are. If you want to go there, you don't have to go there. You could just be your name with the Keller Williams logo, right? But here at Keller Williams, you have the benefit of being able to brand yourself. That's why we're getting all the signs in the back to show how you can brand. They're going to go hang up there at the very top off that wood. And you're going to see how much you can brand yourself different. You don't just have to be Keller Williams. The red and white. You don't have to be that.
Did that change recently? Because I feel like it used to be like you had, like, before when I got for sale signs, I had to have like a certain percentage of red in it, and a certain. Like,
Not anymore.
Like the
I mean, it
first
hasn't been. That Clark Group sign,
yeah.
I designed that when I worked for the Clark Group.
That was how long ago?
Let's see, so I probably designed it for them about maybe 5 years ago.
There was a time when the size of the KW had to be in proportion to your own.
Yeah.
Yes, they,
The logo's so.
Oregon states that, well, they changed the wording. It used to be the same size, right? And I think that was more like how the broker pushed it. But KW Portland Premier needs to be prominent, right? They need to understand that that's the brokerage that you're doing business as. So Dwight's they're testing, right? Those aren't his actual final signs. He's gonna make the KW a little bit bigger. But like that's why the Clark Group and Keller Williams Portland Premier are the same size-ish, right?
Clark is way huger than.
It's the words, right? But the spacing and how much, and that was okay.
Well, he said they put the holes in the bottom as well, so they could do.
They do for his teammates to do on the end. Bodel team, that's just their name, right? I mean, even though their picture with the name is that like their logo, but that's actually just their name. And he's got KW at the bottom. Now I don't think he hasn't been in here to see how big his sign actually could be, but Daryl likes to save money. So, but look at how they also have, once you qualify for luxury, or if you're in commercial and you have that, right? You could utilize the different logos for those as well.
Obviously, the definition of prominent is very different. Some of the signs are really small, and other ones are big.
Well, so the Fox team and the Clark Group were both designed and made when we were told it had to be equal.
Oh,
Now it's just prominent. So that they can see it and say, yep, they're at Keller Williams.
yeah, well, would you call the Bodel team prominent? It doesn't seem too prominent to me.
No, it doesn't look prominent.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing, Oregon also made it now that you as individual agents are responsible for your own marketing. It's not us at the market center anymore. It used to be Kelly was liable for everybody's. That's why everything had to come through here and be approved. Now it doesn't. Oregon's making every individual agent responsible for all of their own marketing materials to make sure you're following the marketing guidelines that Oregon has placed out. So the point of Dwight wanting to put these up there is to show that you can be your own branding. Because when you're at a different agency, your signs are all the KW, the red one, with your name and a sticker on it, and that is it. Right? So the difference is seeing how you can be who you are and incorporate your branding into it. So develop your branding identity, your brand identity statement. There's a couple examples in here, right? My style is informal and sporty. My target audience is a mixture of laid back college grads, working class and middle class families. I'm unique because I'm in a jazz band and I have a degree in architecture. I don't know how they're going to come up with something on that one, but I wish they would have gave examples of them. Some good words to describe me are accurate, energetic, highly motivated, and resourceful. Brand identity. Examine your USP, target demographic, and personal style to develop a brand that is unique, memorable, responsive to your target's needs and desires, and compatible with your personality. There's a whole nother page here on page 4 or 25-4. Don't know where that one came from. Before you go over to that statement over there, on the bottom of 24, use your statement, right? So let's look at that. USP, expertise in architecture. Why did you choose it? This is what you're going to do over on 25. The unique characteristic will appeal to the broadest audience and will build their confidence in my skills. I'm going to emphasize informality and accessibility, which will appeal to my target demographic. Professional but friendly, unpretentious, fun, and youthful. What's your slogan? The real estate agent who knows houses. This is architect, right? So you're going to use this sheet over on 25 to kind of work through the same thing there. Know what your USP is. And it says here, it could take a while to get it right, right? You might change it up. You might actually change it up as you grow and do more business. But know that you're going to refer to it when you create your market action plan, when you're decorating your office, when you're choosing your outfit, that when you're shopping, right? Because everything states who you are, and you want to have the brand continuous all the way through. So if they see you anywhere, they know it's you. So at the bottom of 25, you guys, that's homework for you to do. To work on your brand. Now let's market our brand in 10 minutes. Okay. So marketing your brand attracts sellers, and marketing your listing attracts your buyers, right? You want them both to look alike, and you want to make sure that it's blending with everything else that you do. So the crossover in marketing, the card that contains your listings helps to build your reputation as a market leader, while your newsletter probably includes pictures and information about your current listings. I did see something in here on one of the pages coming up probably, but I want to make sure I put it out here. I thought this was different because I hadn't seen it. Somewhere in here, it states that when you do a listing flyer, an open house flyer, or whatever it is, if you have multiple listings, which we all want, right? They actually said they actually marketed all their other listings on the back side of the flyer. I don't think I've ever seen any agent in this office do that. But yeah, right? They might not like one. Why wouldn't they like another?
What about the sellers? I feel like that. I feel like.
It doesn't have to be big.
Yeah, I wouldn't like it if I were selling.
But if you're at an open house, wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah.
No. You just need them to approve what the marketing of their material is, right?
You know how you said, listing agents that tell you you cannot give anything with your own information on it.
If you're doing it for someone else, you got to follow what they have.
They want.
Yeah.
Not even the business side? Well, I mean,
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, you could hand up, but there's particular agent who wants only their stuff and that's it. So, but you get the benefit of going and trying to do it. And like I always say, if you're gonna do an open house, our goal isn't to get the buyers. Our goal is to get all the listings around it that they're not marketing and getting, right? If we get a buyer, fantastic. But your goal is to, I would market the neighborhood. I can't stop you from doing that.
well, it's kind of hard to do that when you're gonna say you're not gonna have an open house, but you don't have. Like, to give their.
I'm hosting an open house for Linda Heinrichs, who has this house listed.
Okay, you can't give them information really, because you don't have it.
You can when you're dropping off and inviting them to an open house.
You mean your own information?
Why not?
You're not actually at that.
They're not at the house.
So your own information beforehand is fine. Your ticket is not at the open house.
Your circle prospecting.
Yeah, okay. Nothing to do with the open house.
It's okay, like in open houses, even when they say they're working with somebody or Linda, the listing agent, you know, I just say, you know, hey, take my card, I'm not gonna step on anybody's toes, but if for some reason you need a question answered, that you can't, you know, call me. And is that okay?
The first thing you should ask is, are you working with an agent? Have you
Yes, I know,
signed
like what I mean,
anything?
like, in the open
If
house,
they've
if
signed
somebody-
something, we can't market them. We've had an agent actually get in trouble.
So you have to ask
Off of that.
specifically, are you, instead of just working with somebody, to supply or agreement with?
Have you signed anything that states that you're working with? The first thing is to ask, are you working with a real estate agent?
Yeah.
If they say, oh, yeah, yeah, oh, who? Because 99% of the time they'll tell you, yes, I'm working with someone because they don't want to talk to you. And if they don't whip out a name, they're probably not. So then you want to dig in with a little bit more information. Did you sign anything with them?
I always ask if they've submitted any offers yet.
Yeah,
Because if they say yes, then you know they've signed it or with somebody and then. it's
but they
also-
could have signed something before. Some agents do.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's a good way to do it too.
It
right?
doesn't seem to sheet. Yeah.
I didn't catch what.
Yeah.
Have you written any offers with them?
Or
Because
not-
when-
Yeah, just in general.
That's a good question.
Have you guys been looking for a while? Have you had many offers? I know it's pretty rough out there. And if they say, yeah, we put in 4 offers, then it's like.
Then you know, back off.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
no, we've had nine,
that's good.
Yeah.
tried 9 listings and, or whatever.
Yeah,
This is a little bit, I think, further along, but.
we're probably not gonna
when
hit
we're-
it.
when we're doing our logo, brand, all that sort of stuff, I wanna say I remember being told you can only use certain words, properties, group,
Yeah.
team.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Or your name.
Yeah, but I mean.
If you're gonna do a business name, then yes, it's properties, group, or team. Group falls into, and that just kind of falls into you have to be more than 2 people. A team is 2 people. Properties is anything, right? You can't be realty because then that's what DBAs are, right?
Oh.
So no one can be realty.
What if you're solo?
You can, some people still will do it, like properties, like Ryan Purdy, he's by himself, he's Purdy Properties, right? Yeah, or some people just use their name. Okay, we're really gonna get far, aren't we? Okay,
So we're learning a lot of really good stuff.
I know, but I feel like I'm cheating you guys. I'm not getting to the meat of it, but we'll just kind of, you have these, right? Finish reading it. Apparently 2 hours is not enough. Okay, let's do this one. Marketing. 6 methods for marketing your brand. I know we talked about this a lot in the different ways. The biggest, you guys, is community involvement, right? Especially today. People want to know that you care about where you live. And they want it, everybody wants it personal based, right? They want it professional, but they also want you to be like caring and understanding and knowing. And so being engaged and involved in something in your community, in your area, in your city, whatever it is, shows that you're giving back, that you're caring. And it's the easiest possible way to get business and to talk about business. And if you're engaged and involved, then you can pay for ads, right? You can help do marketing materials for them if you can include your information on it, right? You can ask them to help be on some type of marketing material that you do, that you're gonna send out. Think about all the ways, and this actually dives in deeper in here, which we're probably not gonna get to, but it dives in a little bit deeper in the different ways that you can utilize those to the maximum. And some of it I'm like, oh, I don't like the way they worded that, right? But really we're using that to get us business. Okay, mail outs. There's so many different type of mail outs that you can do. The other thing on marketing materials for the sponsorship, charities, and community events, those types of things, think about some kind of swag, right? That has your information on it and little handouts. Partner up with a lender, partner up with a painter, partner up with anybody, right? And have both of you guys hand out swag and stuff, especially if you're at like a booth or anything like that. Your automated or mail outs, newsletters, just listed, sold cards, special event cards, CMAs. Remember when you put CMAs out there? Most people don't know what that is. So you gotta state what you're giving them. A community calendar, talk about the events and stuff that's happening in the area. Promotional items. Automated marketing is voicemails. I don't even know if we do that anymore. It's IVR. We pay for an automatic voice system that, so like the listings, they can call a number and it can give them the information about the property, right? And then it automatically goes into your CRM.
Some people do that.
Yeah, email, video emails, radio, TV, news articles, press releases, print ads, signs, yard directional signs, benches, billboards, grocery carts, moving vans, personal vehicles. I remember we used to have the magnets. You buy the magnet for it to stick on your car, and then if you forgot to take it off when you went in the car wash, you'd lose it.
I used to have those on my car.
I was sucking.
The only call I got was some young kids playing around telling me I was driving too slow.
There you go.
Hey, old man, get.
So make sure if you have something on your car that you drive safe.
That's one thing.
Right?
Need to be anonymous on the road.
Yep, yep. You don't want people to know who you are. Don't put it on there.
I have flipped one person off since I got married. And it really sucks because sometimes I really want to do it.
Yeah.
Just in case. I don't advertise on my cars, but like just in case they see my face.
Hey, but you guys do, it works. And in a way, I don't advertise, but my car I create and make the vinyl stickers. My car has scuba diver on it. And I can't tell you how many times Brian or Austin have come and said, hey, Tanya, someone at the front wants to talk to the scuba diver. Like I've actually sent scuba divers and got Dale business because of the scuba diver sticker on my car.
Wow.
On the back of your car?
Yeah, it's a really pretty shiny sticker that I created and made that has a scuba diver inside the word scuba diver. And it gets attention. So think about what you could do, right? Especially if you are somewhere where people will go, oh, hey, it works. 3 marketing principles. Research your new marketing method in your area. Talk to your team leader or your mentor. Talk to other agents. Actually, this is what I would recommend. Talk to other agents in our office that do the different types of marketing to see what works best, right? Talk to the ones that have been here a long time because they've probably tried multiple things. Now, did they stick it out and try it long enough? Maybe, maybe not, right? But talk to the ones that have done it to get a good idea about like how it worked for them. Lead with revenue. Don't spend it if you don't got it. Red light, green light. Don't spend money unless you have it coming in, right? Is this the one? This is the one. This is that guy, bottom of 29. Andy Allen. He did, let's talk about cheap, right? He does the cheapest flyers, which are 8.5 by 11 on colored paper with black ink. He prints out whatever he has on it and he rolls them up and he sticks them between the door jamb and the handle. And when people get home, they're like, what is this, right? Instead of it buried in the mail with everything else. So what they see, because it's not mail, it's in their door, right? They probably think it's a flyer from the landscapers, right? Or people going around to looking at roofs and wanting your roof, right? Giving you something like that. But what they see is a picture of him and his name and their subdivision name that they live in. And he gets an impact every time. The flyers contain market information for those who are interested, but the key is to make sure they see his name. And then he says this, I thought this was pretty funny. People move into the neighborhood and immediately they start getting this trash from Andy. Every month they go to their front door and they go, it's that damn Andy, it's that damn Andy. And he says 2 or 3 years later when they want to sell, who do they call? That damn Andy, right? His former partners used to dither over his marketing saying, I can't send out this message. I'm not happy with that. I don't like the way it looks. And Andy says, I don't care about the message. I care about the repetition. I'm in front of them every single month, month in and month out. It's because of that impact that I became the expert in their neighborhood. And when it's time to move, they're calling me. So even a simple flyer dropped off at the door will work. And that's your cheapest marketing, right? 6 methods for your over. It's all right. I tell people you can leave when you gotta leave. You can't read this here, but community involvement. This is your biggest one. This, you guys, these next pages, do you want me to keep, actually, I don't think I can keep going because we have a staff meeting. Go through these because these are huge. These are great ways to figure out what, it has even like some cost, very little cost on them, but sources of information, tips on how to get the business, right? You got community involvement. You have, there's a little checklist for a win-win community event, like what to do to make the most out of it. Principles for working with your social media and mail outs. There's also another detailed information sheet here about actual mail outs on what the typical cost. Remember, this goes back how many years? 7, 15. So the prices are going to be a little bit more. However, the information is really good. And make sure that whatever you do, you're distinguishing yourself, you're standing out. Your signs, guess what? There's another sign thing here, full in depth on that. And if you guys look at this, I'm just going to show you here. So this is where we're leaving off. I went through this and folded. Look at how much I highlighted, right? Important stuff. So every page I highlighted a lot because there's a lot of really valuable information in this. And the marketing is who you are, right? So you really want to make sure that you go through this and read it. Take a highlighter yourself and highlight the stuff that maybe you want to stand out, because the whole key of today is to make sure that the marketing that you do gets you business, right? We talked about marketing listings, marketing solds. Even if you didn't sell the house, but it's in the neighborhood that you want to market, that doesn't mean you can't do just solds. Or
You said something like recently sold?
recently sold. You don't do just sold. You would want to do like, did you know this house, and give them the address, sold for this much? Do you want to know what yours is worth? And market the neighborhood, right? Because they don't have access to that to find out how much it's, so they might be going to Zillow, but you can totally market around homes that have sold. And I would look at what sold in the last week. Door knocking flyers.
Here it says Power Session 3 marketing. Is there a book like this with Power Session 2 and Power Session 1?
Yes, we had, every day I hand out what that class
Can I
is.
get to the previous two?
Yeah, I
This is the first day of this.
don't know if I have a first one, but I know I have a second and a third in my office.
I got the third one. Right?
No, it's actually there's one that's called the Power of One, the very first day.
Oh,
And then there's 2 sessions we already did.
Yes.
oh, okay.
I would
Well, if I
like
could get those two.
prospecting too.
I can read it myself.
Yes. Yes. Oh, we didn't get into it. So systematic marketing in here, it's the
What page?
8x8, page 55. Just make sure I'm reading that right. It has an 8x8, the 33 touch, which is now 36 touch, and the 12 direct. These are all inside of commands. Okay, it goes in and it talks about your contact management system. That's your command. And all of these are smart plans. And every smart plan is already pre-set up. They talk about e-edge, and e-edge is what KW used to have, and now it's command. So they kind of brought that into command for you guys to market and send out to your database. There's also key strategies. There's a whole target your database here checklist, so you can go through that and find who they are, who you want to market. Find your clear, strong message and stick with it. consistent, repetitive. It goes over the 8x8. It goes over the 12x12. It goes over the 36 touch. And remember, it is long-term. And at the very end, there is an action plan worksheet for you to figure out how you're gonna market yourself and what you're gonna do. And then, as always, another calendar for you to time block. Remember, don't put 24 hours into one thing, right? Make sure you're doing all the activities that you need to do to sell real estate. 7 minutes. 7 minutes over. Okay, who all needs books for last week? So
I need to think the last Friday.
you need Friday. Okay, meet me at, let's go to